Okay, so we're kind of rounding home here with this thought, things will never change. We've already kind of looked at how valid this thought is, right? We've looked at it in terms of distortions, we've looked at it in terms of evidence, and really come to see that it's not a very valid thought. There's not a lot of truth behind it. But let's also look at it in terms of how useful is this thought, because there are times when thoughts might not be true, but they might be helpful, and vice versa. So here I've got these categories up here. So if we think about this thought, things will never change, is it accurate but not useful? Not accurate but useful? Accurate and useful, this is where we want things to be. Or is it not accurate and not useful? Where do you think this one would fit?
Okay, so I think based on the distortions in the evidence, it's not accurate.
Right, so we can see.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
we're
one of
here
the-
somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it'd be one of these two.
Yeah.
Not accurate but useful. It's kind of helping me look for jobs and stuff a little bit.
Is it?
I don't know. No, I guess not.
When you're lying in bed and you think things will never change, does that really motivate you to get up and look at the wanted ads and stuff?
No, you're right.
Okay.
That makes me give up.
That makes you give up. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean in terms of the category that we're looking at then?
I guess it's not useful.
Yeah. You're kind of hesitant.
Well, yeah, I might want to look at that
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that. So we kind of don't have to pull apart the accuracy part. We've already done that
Yeah.
with our distortions.
And I accept that.
You
yeah,
believe
I
okay.
agree. Yeah.
So let's look at how useful or the utility of this thought. So you kind of sounded hesitant. You even said it kind of helps me look for jobs. But let's go back to the situation. You're lying in bed all by yourself. I think it was Thursday. When that thought goes through your mind, what happens for you?
It just makes me feel depressed.
It makes you feel depressed.
Makes me feel like just staying in bed,
Okay.
giving up, wanting to go to sleep,
Okay.
be unconscious, that kind of thing.
So it kind of motivates you to go to sleep, shut down, turn off,
Yes.
avoid. And what else did you say there? It makes you feel depressed, motivates you to kind of shut down and turn off, wants to stay in bed.
Makes me feel worse about myself.
Yeah. It almost sounds like this thought, if you can kind of imagine it like a seed or something, plant seeds for other thoughts.
Yeah, for sure.
Like what kind of thoughts would grow out of things will never change?
What's the point? This is hopeless.
Ah, okay.
I'm useless. Nothing I can do. I have no control.
Right, right. I'm just going to put etc. I don't have control, I'm useless, what's the point? Kind of all of that. Remember that trilogy of negativity starts coming in. Future self world, it just isn't worth it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything useful coming from
Yeah.
that line of thinking.
Right.
I don't think it's ever really made me. It's never made me happy,
Right.
and it doesn't motivate me either.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. It's
Is
not
there
useful.
is there any risk in thinking something differently?
Well, if what I thought was not true,
Yeah.
it would be delusional, right?
Right.
So I think there's risk in, not being accurate.
Yeah.
However, we know this one's not accurate either and not useful, so it'd be probably hard to do any worse.
Right.
I would think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, how much now after you wanted to kind of look at this to really understand and be certain that it fits here, how convinced are you now?
I fully can accept
Yeah.
that it's not accurate or useful.
Or useful,
either.
yeah. Okay. If you had a buddy or like a good friend of yours who was in a very similar position to you and they kind of came to you at a low point and said, oh man, Brett, things are never going to change, what would you say to them?
Good question.
Hmm.
I would tell them that there's hope.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say keep at it.
There's hope.
Things will change eventually.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a double standard.
Isn't that? Yeah. Yeah. Should I put that down here?
Sure.
Double standard?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, you kind of hang on to it, but for someone else, you'd say, no, there's hope. There's something more.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we take that and see if we can balance this thought out and then see what we do with it on the tail end of it.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
All right.